Israel has defied its allies and approved plans for a military operation in Rafah, where more than 1 million people are currently sheltering. The United States and the UK has warned Israel against the move, saying thousands of people could be killed. Hamas has put forward a new proposal for a ceasefire agreement under which Israeli hostages would be released in exchange for up to 1,000 Palestinian detainees.
Rafah, on the Egyptian border, has become a massive refugee camp for more than 1 million Gazans who have fled fighting in the north. Moving them to somewhere else in Gaza ahead of a land invasion will probably take some time, but the Israeli government says it has now approved plans for that to happen.
We have to see a clear and implementable plan, not only to get civilians out of harm's way, but also to make sure that once out of harm's way, they're appropriately cared for, with shelter, with food, with medicine, with clothing, and we've not yet seen such a plan.
With Israeli forces closing in, Hamas has delivered a new ceasefire proposal to Israel and said they will now accept an initial temporary ceasefire. They had previously insisted on a permanent one and the withdrawal of all Israeli forces. The Israeli War Cabinet met this afternoon and described some of Hamas's demands as unrealistic, but announced a delegation will travel to Qatar for further talks. Hamas's change in position is significant because it removes what had been one of the major obstacles to a new hostage deal. Although the Israeli government has been, in public, quite dismissive of it, clearly the gap between the two sides is narrowing. After 3 days sailing, the aid ship finally appeared off the coast of Gaza. Palestinians watched expectantly from the beaches as it came into the offing. Satellite images taken over the past few days show a temporary pier being constructed ahead of the ship's arrival. The first aid from the new maritime corridor was eventually taken ashore. It is expected that more ships will follow in the coming days and weeks. More airdrops were carried out over Gaza today. In the north, where the hunger is most severe, this is still one of the only ways that daily aid gets in. As large crowds gathered around a landing spot, a teenage boy on the right of the screen climbs over the heads of the people in a desperate rush not to miss out.
There are thousands of people. They dropped 20 bundles for 200,000 people. I came here to pick up a tin of beans, a packet of pasta, a kilogram of rice for my children, but I left empty-handed.
In Gaza, hopes for another ceasefire have given way to a daily struggle just to eat. With negotiation talks progressing on the one hand and Israel getting ready for a new phase of fighting on the other, it's unclear what direction this war will take next and what their fate will be. Alistair Bunkle, Sky News, in Jerusalem.